SPX6900 has reached a new all-time high yet again. It seems like every week it's a new ATH for this coin, but this time today was the first time it ever reached $2 price. Currently we're at about $1.95 or 1.8 billion market cap. You can see the 3-month chart is just an absolute work of beauty. Up, 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 and then it hit this first all-time high about a month ago, pulled back hardly anything whatsoever, 30%, and then it just blasted right up. Last week it reached a new all-time high, and then today it has reached another all-time high, meaning if you look at the full 1-year chart, or the full 1-year chart since the Murad CTO, this is the only large cap meme coin which is even remotely close to its all-time high, let alone it's broken its all-time high. Every other meme coin is in the 30 to 70% off its ATH, mostly about 60 to 70%. And before we dive further into SPX, just some reminders from my partner exchange, BTCC. So it's July now, and they do have some ongoing campaigns. You should definitely follow their Twitter page. They're always listed new coins. Like this past Friday, they listed 6 new plays, some utility plays, and some meme coins. And they might be kicking off some new campaigns this week on their Twitter page, so definitely check that out. And as a reminder, their current campaigns, they have a bunch. They're always right down here on the exchange website. But there's the deposit bonus. If you deposit any amount of money, for example, $500, then within 7 days of creating an account, then you get a $20 trading fund. There's also the copy trading loss program. If you're a first-time copy trader and you open up a position and that copy trade loses money, then they will cover the first $50 of that loss. And as usual, to sign up for any of these campaigns or just create an account on BTCC and get up to $10,000 in bonuses, use these links at the top of the description area. Now back to SPX, and the new all-time high, it doesn't surprise me in the least. I've been covering this project for months and months. I covered it back in the fall a couple times when Murad initially had the takeover, but I really started covering it this past April when Murad released his sort of second annual thesis, and since then I've been doing about 2 videos per week for SPX. Why? Because the community is just the most bullish community I have ever seen. Everyone is so consistent with their posting, and they're shilling, and they're supporting each other, and even they're supporting other communities. And then Murad, having a good leader who's just, just diehard only about posting that coin, that has been proven time and time again with certain projects that it is a major bullish factor. Let's see what the rest of the community is up to. We have a mix of people posting both the chart and not posting the chart. You're probably familiar, SPX doesn't really talk about price action, but since it's been hitting an all-time high, it's almost impossible to talk about SPX without mentioning the price action. So we have Marzel, yeah, I know there's no chart, but if there was, SPX would be a standout performer, and the best part, in my opinion, we're only getting started. He did a little TA. I would have to agree with that. Here's a good one. The question isn't, am I too late to SPX? It is, how early am I? And I would, again, have to agree. We are at an all-time high. Not only am I seeing everyone in the community holding, I'm seeing just a rush of new buyers coming in, which you rarely, usually when it hits an all-time high, that's off like a Binance or Coinbase listing. People sell in droves. That's just not the case here. It's hitting an all-time high just off of momentum and the community growing and great leadership, and that is what you like to see. That's a new high that is sustainable, if you ask me. Poe, this guy, I don't even know if he's tweeted about SPX6900 before. He wrote, please buckle up and believe in something. So the community is growing. SPX is catching momentum. Look at how beautiful that chart is. Stop trading and start believing. This is a loyal, long-term community member. He wrote, texted the no chart whatsoever. Then this guy deferred. He said, so beautiful, isn't it? SPX, believe in something. And he tweets the chart. So we have a mix of both. And then no one is selling SPX because it hasn't flipped the stock market yet. So yeah, I mean, a tweet like this might have seemed unrealistic a while ago, but the more this coin just keeps pumping and outperforming everything else, the more a tweet like this really just isn't all that unrealistic. And just to show you how much better SPX is performing than other coins. So SPX on the 2-week is up 55%. On the 30-day, they are up 74%. MOG, which is known as one of the hottest coins around lately, their numbers are very similar, almost identical, up 60% on the 2-week and up 100% on the 30-day. So they're very similar, but look at this. MOG is still about 60% off its all-time high, whereas SPX has now beat its all-time high. Even Bonk, the Bonk Fund launched, the Bonk Fund token. Obviously, this has been the hottest coin of the last month, but still, look at the numbers. On the 1 month, yeah, it has outperformed SPX a little bit, 147%. On the 2-week, they're about equal, 48% versus 55%. And Bonk, even with its huge gains over the last 2 months, 1 to 2 months, it's still about 40% off its all-time high. So SPX, this chart is just amazing. What else do we have here? We got a good tweet. The cool part about SPX, we're not traders. We are diamond-handed holders who are excited to grow the market cap to 100 billion. This is a meme coin, and this is what flipping in the stock market looks like. Yes, clearly with a chart like that, they are diamond holders. Here's Murad with a good tweet. Consistency beats intensity. Show up and go hard for the next 6 months, and your community will thrive beyond your dreams. This is good. He's basically saying, you don't need to necessarily tweet all day, every day, making content. Just show up every day. You know, make one tweet, make two tweets. Just contribute on a daily basis over a longer time frame, like 6 months, as opposed to just going hard 1 month, multiple tweets. And that is you know, that's how the coin performs well. I would agree with that fully. And now here's another video Murad just put up talking about the types of coins that will outperform the rest. Give it a listen.
Make people feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. The coin must make people feel inspired, united, and pure. That is the kind of coin that is going to win.
There we go. You heard him. Inspired, united, and pure. You need to feel like you are a part of something bigger than just yourself. I agree with that sentiment. Those are the coins that do win, and that is it. SPX community, say hi down below as you usually do. One of the best communities in crypto. Hit the like, but if you haven't already, I'll be back later with a new video. BenCrypt signing out. Catch you later.